What are you really afraid of? Tsunami, earthquake, war, or being shot? The paradox of life is that what we are afraid of is not really what kills us. On the other hand, what we ignore is what finishes us. For instance, it seems like every time you watch news on television these days, there is a serious war going on. And everyone is on edge. But did you know that since 1800, only 37 million people have died actively fighting in wars? At the same time, about 18.5 million people will die from heart diseases this year alone. And did you know that in 2019 about 80,000 people died due to wars and armed conflict, while 760,000 died due to suicide? Hello everyone, and welcome to the Life You Living YouTube channel. As you guessed it, this channel is interested in revealing clearer truths about the life we are living. Today, we want to know the true reality of what is likely to kill you. Most of the times, humans are afraid of the wrong thing and entertain the real threat. That is why we made this video. First, we start with something we are all afraid of: war and natural disasters. To be honest, no one wants to die because a world leader here and a world leader there had a point to prove in a war. It does not also help that there is a lot of warmongering in politics and news media. First, wars kill very few people, but they hurt so many others. For instance, just 1 in 700 human deaths is caused by war. In comparison, the people who die from murders are 5 times more, and those who die from suicide are 10 times more. Still, when people die from wars, they die violently and in masses. For instance, World War II was responsible for over 21 million deaths. The infamous Vietnam War killed 1.06 million people. So it is for good reason that humans fear war. You do not want to be caught in the path of its destruction. Although the number of wars has increased significantly since 2010, the number of casualties is still lower than in other historic wars. All in all, you are not that likely to die in a war. Something else we all fear is natural disasters. Dying without a prayer in an earthquake, tsunami, floods, or a cyclone is not something many people would go for. Still, statistics from our world in data show that even though deaths from disasters vary wildly from year to year, the annual average has dropped to less than 10,000. This means that only 0.01% of us humans die from natural disasters. However, we are afraid of natural disasters for a good reason. Shock events. Those are the events that happen every few years but bring with them crazy death tolls. Some recent catastrophic disasters of this type include the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, the 2010 Haiti earthquake that resulted in 70% of all deaths in Haiti that year, or the 1984 famine in Ethiopia that killed 1 million people. Another terrible thing about natural disasters is that even when they do not kill you, they can easily leave you with nothing, forcing you to build a new life from scratch. Notably, disaster preparedness efforts have reduced the number of people who die from natural disasters from an average of 500,000 deaths per decade in the 1920s to about 45,000 deaths each decade in the 2010s. So governments are doing something good with your taxes, maybe. Also, the richer we get, the less likely we are to die from natural disasters. Now you know. Wars and natural disasters are statistically not likely to kill you, but they can surely bring you major suffering. And maybe that is what we fear more than death. Suffering. Now to the main question: what is killing humans today? According to statistics, the leading cause of death in the world today is heart disease. Heart attacks and related events now kill an average 18.5 million of us each year. Meaning by the end of the day today, more than 50,000 people will have transitioned courtesy of heart problems. In essence, strokes, heart attacks, and other cardiovascular issues account for a whopping 33% of all human deaths. The second leading cause of death is cancer. Every year, about 10 million of us humans die from cancer, which is a big number, accounting for 18% of all human deaths per year. When you break it down, about 27,600 people die daily from cancer. Cancer is one of the suckiest causes of death for humans because as of now, most cancers have no cure. To add to the pain, the disease causes untold suffering on already sick people. It would mean that heart diseases and cancers account for about 50% of all human deaths, meaning that this is what will end up killing most of us. So without being emotional about it, that is your number one enemy in this life. If you have ways to avoid these two causes of death, then by all means get busy. So when you see people doing their morning runs or being picky about what they eat, they probably figured out that a 50-50 chance is not much of a gamble. It's more of planning. Get healthy, get proactive. Other things that you did not know have high chances of killing you include chronic respiratory diseases such as asthma at 7% chance. Digestive problems have a 4.5% chance of eliminating you. Neurological issues such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's also surprisingly account for about 4% of deaths every year. Also, many people are dying from suicide at a rate of 1.3%, or about 2,080 deaths per day. On the contrary, the chance of being murdered in a homicide is 0.7%, or about 1,140 deaths each day. Again, if we eliminate emotions from this and get logical, it means we are more dangerous to ourselves than other people are dangerous to us. There are also things that you exaggerated when it comes to their chances of killing you. For instance, terrorism only accounted for only 0.05% of deaths in 2019. HIV and AIDS accounted for 1.5% of all deaths, while diarrhea caused 2.7% of deaths. Pneumonia accounted for 4.4%, and tuberculosis accounted for 2% of all deaths. Chances of dying from a car accident or any other transport-related accident are 2.3%. Any other accident like skiing, fire, or drowning accounts for about 3.1% of deaths every year. Feel free to check out more specific details about these statistics. Now, we conclude by asking the question we started with. How will you die? Well, from what we have seen, your genetics and your lifestyle are what will kill you. At least according to statistics. We cannot avoid death, but we can probably increase the quality and quantity of our life. These statistics show that no matter how much politicians and news people promote war and conflict, it should not keep you awake. Even when you pray at night, know that statistically, natural disasters are not even a top 3 prayer item. Pray for more knowledge about what you eat and how you live. That eliminates a 50% chance you will die before your time. This is the life you are living. We hope to see you around more often and for longer. Peace.